Hey guys, it is the Friday before um, New Year's Eve, and I came on here because I'm going to do some quick yoga positions before I actually have to go to the dentist this morning. But I thought it would be great to start out and share with you what you can do. If you start your day with intention and your purpose and have mindset for the day, it really makes the day go smoother. It makes your mind and body feel a lot better. So I'm going to start with my legs together, kind of making like a diamond pose. And then I'm going to fold forward. You might not be able to fold that far forward, but essentially this is a butterfly pose. And you're just going to stay here for a moment. Focus on your breathing and focus on your intention for the day. If you've already had chaos this morning, just focus on what calms your mind. Does thinking of the beach, thinking of the woods, just thinking of peaceful birds chirping in the sky, just anything, set your intention. And then I'm going to lean back, stretch my legs out, lean forward. I'm going to pull myself toward my toes. You can grab your big toe if you want, kind of like a V shape, just to stretch out the legs. And it's okay if they bend slightly. And then I'm going to lean backwards and go into a reverse plank. Hold it for a second. You can feel your triceps warming up. And then I'm going to do some cat and cow poses. So for cat and cow, you're going to be on your knees. You're going to tip your head up, tuck your head under. And what this is going to do is this is going to warm your abdomen area. Do a few of those. You might need to do more. And then thread the needle. Lift your right arm toward the sky. Gaze up. Tuck it underneath your left arm. Hold it there for a moment. And you can feel the lower back stretch. And then bring it back out. Give your arm a moment. And then lift your opposite arm, left arm up. Tuck it under, thread the needle, and then gaze under. So my intention for this year, and I'm going to do some moves while I'm doing it, you can follow as well as putting opposite arm and leg out. My intention is actually to get rid of stuff that I don't need and not hold on to it. So if I'm holding on to a clothing item, a material item that I don't need, I'm going to get rid of it because it's only taking space up in my mind and my head. And I've only since got into the minimalism thought. It's like I've heard about it before, but I've never really intentionally thought about it in my life, meaning I never put it to work. I was like thinking in the back of my head, yeah, I can get rid of X, Y, Z, but am I really, really getting rid of it personally? Or am I just holding on to dead items, not using them, and they're collecting dust in my house and in my mind? And this happens with a lot of people. They hold on to stuff, and then what do you have to show for yourself later on? And I'm not saying to get rid of everything, but I know there's some family heirlooms and stuff that are important, but things that don't have any value because you think that you won't come upon something that'll take its place, or just holding on to it just because a lot of times people hold on to things just because, and it honestly doesn't really do any service. So now I'm going to go into a downward dog. Walk your dog out. Go from side to side to feel the stretch on your abdomen sides. And then I'm going to walk my hands back, and I'm going to do a forward fold, half lift. And then I'm going to stand tall, side bend to the right, stand on your tippy toes, side bend to the left. And then I'm going to clasp my hands behind my back, lean back. And now you don't have to if your shoulders are not allowing you to. You can just do a little mini back bend. Forward fold, and then walk it out and do your vinyasa, which is essentially a tri. So now, what I was talking about with the minimalism is the fact that so many people hold on to things, and the item actually can resound with a mental holding place in your mind. When you get rid of those things, you realize you have space in your mind. Have you ever gone and donated items and realized that, oh my gosh, even though it wasn't really essentially doing anything in my trunk of my car, it was taking up space in my mind. And now I can clearly think and evaluate for myself some things that I have wanted to for a while. And I think that's essential for some people to evaluate often in their lives that goes amiss. But anyways, this also happens with our bodies. Sometimes we hold in these material items that we're storing, but they're also storing emotion and pain in our bodies. And once we would get rid of them or release them, the pain and the tension is gone. So now I'm going to walk forward and either side of my arms, and I'm going to sit crouched like this. This is really great for inner thigh strength, blood flow. It's very helpful. Now I'm going to go on my back because I'm going to warm up with some boat poses. I'm going to go sideways so you can see in the camera what poses I'm going to do. So literally, I'm going to go into a boat pose and hold it for a second just to warm up my abs. And then I'm going to do some twists. This really gets my back cracking. And while you're going through these exercises, yoga and in no means is focused on the moves, but it's focused on feeling what your body needs and its intentions. And sometimes you just need to sit there in a certain pose and hold it longer to release the pain of the tension or whatever your body is calling to you. You don't have to necessarily follow what positions I share, but if you focus on the meditative aspect and how it can benefit you, it'll really help you in the long run. Now the wall's there, so I can't really go that far back, but I'm going to move a little bit forward. And this is a great neck shoulder stretch. I hold it for a few moments because it's good to reverse, your blood flow is going all the way to your head. So then when you come back down, it's new blood flowing back in, which is good. And then you can do Krimasana or snail pose. And then come back up. And then I'm going to go back into this position, into cat and cow, and I'm going to do a bear pose. Bear pose is going to focus essentially on your shoulders and building the upper back strength, the ab strength, and some hamstring strength. So we're going to go tuck your toes, lift up, and hold. Now, holding poses in yoga is similar to holding self-control of yourself in real life, meaning if something doesn't happen the way you want it to at work or in whatever situation, you can control and move on without adding the negative thoughts or the negative intentions toward that person. If something doesn't work out, you don't assume the worst and you focus on the positives and not the negatives. Focusing on the cons really puts stress on your body, whether you believe it or not. Okay, I'm going to go back to a downward dog. Woo! Really warm my legs up. So now I'm going to lift my right leg up. I'm going to bend it a little bit to stretch out my hamstring. I'm going to step through. I'm going to go into a warrior one. And then I'm going to do a humble warrior. Whew. And I'm just going to hold it for a second because I feel like my body needs extra stretching. And then I'm going to do a dragonfly twist. So you set your left hand down, lift your right arm to the sky, and then I'm going to do a half split. Whew. Can definitely feel it this morning. And then I'm going to turn my body to the side, stretch my right leg out and lean over. Ooh, and feel the stretch in your side body. This stretch is like one of my favorites because it really helps focus on stretching out your side body. And if you're sitting hunched all day or you're looking at your phone most of the day, it really does wonders. So then I'm going to go back, do a vinyasa, and then I'm going to do the left side. So left leg up, bend it to stretch out your hamstring. Warrior one, humble warrior, where you clasp your arms behind your back, lean back, forward fold, dragonfly twist, seated split. Whew. And then side pose, lift your left arm overhead like a swim stroke, stretch your, left arm, and then left leg stretched out. And your right knee is touching the ground. Whew, feels really good. And back to a vinyasa. Whew. Now, hopefully, you should feel your body's warmed up by now. I'm also gonna step my right leg through. I'm gonna do a triangle pose. So arms to a T, your right leg is pointed forward, and then you're gonna dip your right arm down to your right leg. Now, sometimes people do this stance too big and their knee bends. Refrain from bending your knee or sinking your belly into your leg. Focus on the ab strength that it presents itself. And hold the left arm straight to the sky. If you can't go down all the way with your hand, do not feel bad. It's meant to be what you feel, and not everyone can do it all the way. Now go back up, and then I'm going to do a reverse triangle. So I'm going to lift my left arm, put it down next to my right foot, and feel the twist in my back. And again, same concept. If you cannot put your left hand all the way down, don't worry about it. Do a shorter stance or add a block. And I'm going to feel the stretch and twist in my lower back. All right, now I'm going to stand tall, step up, and I'm going to reverse and do it on the other side. So my left leg is pointed toward the front. My right is facing the side. I'm going to do arms to a T and then spill over onto your left leg. And remember, focus on your abs and not sinking them, and hold it for a moment. So back to what I was saying about the intentional thing. When you start your day with intention and think of how you're going to plan out your day, it also makes an impact as well. Mindset has so much to do with what your day really looks like. If you go in with telling yourself negative thoughts, those negative thoughts can dictate your day, whether you believe it or not. Now I'm going to stand tall, do the reverse. So point and matter, when you really set your intention for positivity, your day is going to be positive, regardless of what negative aspects you have in your life. So really focus on the pros and not the cons of the situation or whatever purpose relays in your mind. And we are what we tell ourselves. So don't think that you are. So I'm going to do a star pose. Then I'm going to do a forward fold. And this feels really good, stretching my inner thighs. And then creep your hands back as far as you can. And then I'm going to switch, move my left arm to the side, tip my right arm to the sky, feel the stretch, and then do the other side and feel the stretch. And forward fold. You know what makes everybody's day good is sunshine. I know some people might be concerned, but sunshine is so beneficial. Obviously, too much is not good, but just opening your windows and letting the sun in can really help with your mindset. So I'm going to go back to this low pose, and then I'm going to go back to my knees, and I'm going to do a child's pose to reset. Now I'm going to end my yoga practice with fire logs. So literally my right leg is underneath now. I'm going to lift my left foot on top and hold it. And then I'm going to lean forward. So this pose really stretches your inner thighs. My thighs get tight a lot from sitting at a desk all day. It really focuses on that aspect. All right, then I'm going to stretch both my legs out, give my thighs a moment to breathe, and then we're going to do the reverse. So we're going to tuck in our left leg and stick the right arm on top, the right leg on top. And then I'm going to do a forward fold. And each side will feel different, of course, because each hip is different. Hopefully my practice or you listening to this has helped you with whatever intention or your mindset is, and you go into the new year feeling rejuvenated and more focused with more clarity. Clarity is always sometimes a hard thing if you're in a stressful situation, but I want to encourage you that there are no mistakes and things happen for a reason. So if you feel like you're stuck or you're lost with wherever you're at in your life, there is a purpose, and pray about it, because I promise you, God is listening and there's a reason for whatever is going on. So I hope you guys have a great new year if I don't come on here again, but I'm sure I will. And have a great Friday.